Hey, whether you watching from Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, moviepilot.com, what up, world? I just saw the, in my book, highly anticipated Straight Outta Compton, based on NWA. Man, like, this is real hip hop right here, man. NWA is hip hop. It stars Jason Mitchell, Corey Hawkins, O'Shea Jackson Jr., Ice Cube Jr., Adonis Hodge, Neil Brown Jr., Paul Giamatti, Marlon Yates Jr., Alexandra Shipp. It's directed by F. Gary Gray. He got some classics under his belt too, man. He directed Friday with Ice Cube, Set It Off, The Negotiator, The Italian Job, Law Abiding Citizen, Be Cool. I mean, the story, man. The story. It's not even a real story, man. It's history. It's fact. It's, you know, Dre was DJing for cheap. Cube was writing rhymes on a school bus. The movie's opening was so crazy, and it just established Eazy-E from jump. And the dirt that he was in. Like, Dre had a hand. Like, Dre basically brought everybody together. He knew everybody to an extent. He knew Ren through Eazy. He knew Yella. He knew Cube. And it was dope how Boys in the Hood came together, and how some artists were supposed to record it, and then Eazy the one that got thrown into the booth. And they like established humor, you know what I'm saying? Because Cube wrote the lyrics, and I'm glad they didn't leave that out and brush over that. Like, Cube was the ghostwriter basically for a lot of, the first album, Straight Outta Compton. They debut album in the movie, it carries the same name. That's so cold blooded to me. And it's just how it was real, man. Like, everybody was trying to say how they depict glorifying drugs and guns and violence and cops, and no, they lived it. Just like if y'all follow my raps, man, it's nowhere near the intensity that NWA shit is. But I rap about what I live. I rap about what I feel. They walk outside and they get arrested, pat down, handcuffed for being them, for being who they are, for being black in the hood. Cops just roll up on them and assume that they causing trouble. Like, and it mirrors a lot of what's going on today. And that is so dope. The contract disputes with Q, eventually with Dre, the beef, even the beef, man. How on the Ilfa Zaggin album, we all know what it's really called, you know what I mean? But on the Ilfa Zaggin album, how they took shots at Cube, and then Cube came back at them, and how Jerry Heller was a fucking snake, how Suge Knight was volatile from jump. It's history. You could look it up. How, like, their perspective of the Rodney King, their perspective of the Watts riots, just an incident in Detroit that was just so dope. Like, in a nutshell, the story is the rise and the fall of the group. I loved it, man. It's been a real positive summer for me. You could say there's stuff that was left out, like with Dre and his legal issues, but as far as the narrative they wanted to tell, man, it didn't fit, and it would have pulled you out of what was going on. They alluded to Dre having a temper and a violent history, and they just didn't bring up things that were emphasized highly in the media when they happened. But I don't care about that. What they gave us was great. The performances was great. Every member that portrayed every member of NWA was dope. Cube's son, man, O'Shea Jackson Jr., man, like you killed it, bruh. You look, you know what I'm saying, you got the genes. Like, he looked just like his pops. He sounded just like his pops. And F. Gary Gray directed it. They threw a little nod to Friday in there. That was dope. And F. Gary has a cameo when Boys in the Hood start blowing up. F. Gary is the DJ that is basically like putting on radio first or whatever. They show the creation of hits like Deep Cover and Nothing But a G Thing, California Love. The Eazy getting sick, man. That shit was so sad. It's everything you want in a hip hop movie, man. I love 8 Mile. I love Say What You Will, but I love Get Rich or Die Trying. I love Notorious, man. And this is like the hip hop quadrilogy, man. And Paul Giamatti, man. Paul Giamatti always comes to play. And his portrayal just painted Jerry Heller as a fucking scumbag, man, and everybody knew it, man. Eazy was loyal, man, but Eazy was getting played. Suge, man, Suge should have never got welcome into that environment, man, but he played Dre. Dre realized that, like, Dre saw firsthand what was going on, and Dre, like, should have got out earlier, man, but you know, it's history, it's fact, man. It happened when it happened. The music, man, like, I'm a hip hop head. So of course, man, when dope ass music is on, man, I'm gonna nod my head, man. I'm gonna go with that shit. I'm gonna say the words with them. And I was in it, man. It was, and it's like a 2.5 hour long movie, and you don't feel the runtime. If I had to have an issue with this movie, I guess I would have liked to have seen more Ren and more Yella. I don't have a problem with what I got. Like, it's not a gripe, it's not a complaint, man, but what they was talking about toward the end of the movie, man, it saddened me for what could have been, the possibilities that could have been. Just another thing, another minor detail that I really loved, man. I loved how the logo for the movie was formatted after the parental advisory stickers that go on the CDs. I love this movie, man. With all of that being said, I probably spoiled a lot of it, but I ain't spoiled the entire movie. Dope performances, dope direction. This is the weekend, man, with Guy Ritchie and F. Gary Gray, man. This is the weekend of the underrated director. So with everything I just told y'all, man, I hope y'all go see this shit, man. It deserves it. In my opinion, Straight Outta Compton is dope as fuck, and it is in contention for one of my favorite movies of the year, if not my favorite movie of the year, man. I gotta look at my list and see where it goes. Did you see Straight Outta Compton? Do you plan on seeing Straight Outta Compton? With the success of this movie, a Tupac movie cannot be far off. A Tupac movie has to happen. What's your favorite movie based on a musician? If this isn't my number one, man, it's like it's neck and neck with the 4 hip hop movies that I mentioned. And then even Get On Up that came out last year, right around this time last year. Get On Up, the James Brown movie. Next weekend, I want to see Hitman Agent 47. I want to see American Ultra. And then the week after that, I believe on Wednesday, I want to see No Escape. If my theater gets them, I'm going to be ass in seat. And then we in September, man. Whatever movie you going to see, Straight Outta Compton, Mission Impossible, Man from U.N.C.L.E., Fantastic Four, Ant-Man, Trainwreck, Terminator, Avengers. Tag me in your ticket stubs, man. Let me know what y'all watching. Find me where y'all find me. Whatever site. Interact, man. Peace.